Tony Coccagna, and welcome to the Coach Tom McConnell Show. I'm here with IEP Women's Basketball Coach Tom McConnell. Coach, it's March Madness. It's the time of year when you want to be playing, isn't it?
It is, and we talk about that all the time. We feel privileged and honored that the calendar has turned to March, and we still have an opportunity to play and travel. It's what your players dream about and hope for this experience. So it's something we're enjoying, something we're embracing, and something that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and it's quite an accomplishment. Your region is huge, 46 teams in the region. You're one of the 64 teams in the country, and you're one of the 64. So it's quite an accomplishment to do this.
Yeah, you mentioned the 46 teams, and 4 of those 8 teams, Tony, that made it into the Atlantic region are from the PSAC. So it's a gauntlet that you have to go through in our conference with the school teams that we play night in and night out. So to be one of those 64 is something I think to be, very proud of. And because there's a lot of good basketball teams, and I think it speaks to the consistency of the preparation of our players and their commitment to, learn and grow as the season goes, put things behind them and move on to the next challenge, because there's good teams night in and night out.
Just to run down the region, Virginia Union is the 1 seed at 28-2, the CIAA champion, national runner-up last year. Glenville State at 2 and 30-1, and the Mountain East champion. You guys are at 3 at 26-3, the PSAC West champion. Then Edinboro at 4, 26-3, the PSAC champion. Virginia State at 5 at 23-5. California at 6 at 24-6. Westchester at 7 and 23-5, the PSAC East champion. And then Bowie State at 20-9. They're the CIAA. They got the automatic bid there. So they had an upset to get in. And you get California again, somebody you're certainly familiar with, and they're struggling a little bit right now, but you're going to get a game out of them.
Oh, that's a given. They're a really, really good basketball team, well coached, play hard, really good on the defensive end, good players. I mean, we've had some, real, hard-fought games with them over the years, and it's a great rival game. So I think it'll be great atmosphere, and one I'm sure that'll go down to the wire. But we've played Bowie State twice this year. At Westchester, Cal you mentioned, and Edinboro. So we're familiar with about 4 or 5 of those teams. Edinboro, obviously, that you mentioned there. So it should be a great weekend. We're looking forward to it. I think it's one of those things where we had a tough loss on Saturday in the semifinal game against a very good Millersville team who's playing really well, and so you spend the 24 hours following that game just really reflecting, and it's disappointing and it's frustrating, and you just try to learn and everything. But when you wake up the second day, it's time to move on, and it's time to learn and grow and embrace the challenges that are before us, and get excited about that. It's we're in the NCAA tournament. We're one of 8 teams in the Atlantic region, and to be the 3rd seed is in this region is something to be very proud of, and it's something that I really want. We gathered last night as a team to watch the selection show, and I said to our players, there are players in college basketball who go through 4 years of college basketball and they never have this experience. I want you to enjoy every moment of it and all the little things that come with this, because this is a very special time. And so that's our mindset right now. We just have put this past weekend behind us, and we're moving on into, the challenges, and excited about the opportunity that lies ahead this weekend. And Jack Benedict, in our interview following the Millersville game shared something with me that I'm hanging on to and gave me great encouragement, and I will definitely share with our team today that I think he mentioned the team that from IUP who went to the Elite Eight did not win the PSAC conference tournament. And so that was a group that was able to put behind them that disappointment of not winning the conference tournament and go ahead the next weekend and play really great basketball and go on to do great things. So that's kind of want to encourage our team today that this is our mindset.
Yeah, I've seen a couple men's teams too from IUP that didn't win the conference. The 2015 team didn't win the conference, played the national championship game. Back in 93, 94, did not win the conference and ended up making it to the Elite Eight. So yeah, you do. You just got to put it behind you. And your team's been good at that. Just focus on what's ahead.
That's right. That's right. And that's the key right now.
Virginia Union, it's kind of interesting that you're playing Cal. You just got to go 400 miles to do it. But it's interesting setting down there, a small gym, great atmosphere. You guys have been down there to Richmond, Virginia. It's really an interesting place to play, and you could probably fit maybe 4 or 5 of their gyms inside the KCAC.
Yeah, it's a great environment. They just renovated their facility. So I'm sure I can't wait to see what it looks like, but there's a lot of history and tradition in their arena. It's a good place to play. It's old school. It's and you're going to Richmond, Virginia. The weather's nice. There's Southern hospitality. They really treat you well, and so it really has a great feel of this is an NCAA tournament, regional finals. So it's something we're looking forward to.
Your team you had last week, right after the quarterfinals, they announced the All-Star teams. 3 All-Stars: Megan Smith, Carolyn Appleby on the first team, Lauren Wallasick on the second team. Accolades as they certainly deserved.
Yes, and really happy for all 3 of them, and really well deserved. They, it's a team sport, and they would be the first to say that and acknowledge their teammates around them and how they've helped make them better. We always say, like when the tide rises, all boats rise, and we all, shine when one of our players receives an individual award like that. But all 3 of them just have worked really hard, have impacted our team and our program. So I'm really happy for them. I was rooting for Megan. I thought she was very worthy of Player of the Year consideration, and from what I understand, it was a close vote, and she was second. The word that comes to mind for me with all 3 of them is versatility. I think all 3 of them are very versatile players and impact the game in a variety of ways. They're not one-dimensional, from shooting the basketball to defense to rebounding to playmaking ability, running the team and the break. They all have these unique, different gifts, and just have worked really hard. So I'm just really, happy for them that they've been recognized by the coaches in the PSAC as being, one of the, top players in our conference.
I think you probably could have made a case too for Hallie Denman being the defensive player there.
I nominated her, and I thought she was. I thought she, had a chance for it, but she hopefully knows how special she is to us as a team, and how special she is to all our fans and people who follow and love IUP women's basketball.
Yeah, there are things there that just don't show up in stats.
No.
You have to look and see, okay, the player she was guarding, what did she do that night? Well, she took a lot of players
Absolutely.
off her game.
Every night, we were asking her to guard the other team's top perimeter player, top scorer, and, she just really sacrificed a lot and, brought energy to our team. And so, yeah, she was very worthy of that consideration.
I'm also sitting here with the PSAC West Coach of the Year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, Tony.
And I know, talking to you after that, you just deflected all the credit for it to your players and coaches.
And I think that's true. You know what I mean? I think it's just an indication of having some really, really good players and committed players, and players who just work hard, and our coaches just do a great job. So I think it's once again a great honor, because there's so many good teams and great coaches that are in the PSAC, and so we're thankful.
One other player I wanted to bring up is Anna Holland. She lost her a few weeks ago to an ACL injury, and since she had her surgery. But she was the PSAC Scholar Athlete for women's basketball this year.
Yep. Kendall Hunter won it last year, and Anna was the recipient this year. So we're very proud of Anna, Kendall, and everyone on our team. We also had a couple other players who also have a 4.0 in very demanding majors. Anna has more credits, and that's how they decided that they always give it to the player with the most credits at that point. So we had a couple players that were, also considered for that. So we're very fortunate to have players who are committed in the classroom, the community, and on the court. But Anna's very deserving, just very conscientious, and works really hard, committed, has a vision for where she wants to go. And I think she has her heart is in, she wants to be a physical therapist, and she'll be really great at that, because she just has a heart to really help people. And what makes it, for me, Tony, very impressive is, it's been probably 6 to 7 weeks now that she's had this ACL injury, and she's missed time, she missed classes, she's in a lot of pain. And one of the things, so to be able to do, continue on and excel academically, I think really just speaks to her character, her passion for it. And but one of the things I think that goes unnoticed, and we've talked about the effects of ACL, and we all know the physical challenges that come with rehab and getting there, doing the work to get back. But I think the mental and emotional part of it is very challenging for these young women. Any athlete who now is away from the team, and you have something taken away from you that's very important to you, and you're in that routine of working together and having this common goal and the camaraderie of the bus and the locker room and everything. And when that's taken away, that leaves a void, and that's not an easy thing to overcome. And so for her to, continue on this path of excellence academically, I just think is all the more special.
And does she draw onto the experience from Brittany Robinson, Lauren Wallace, and Madison Kerr, who have also gone through the same thing?
And Audrey Stapleton.
And Audrey, right.
I think, it's there's nobody, there's an expression of becoming a wounded healer. The people that experience the same thing tend to be more empathetic, more compassionate, because they get it, they know. And I think the four of them have been a tremendous help, offering a lot of encouragement. You're doing well. You're at this point in time in your recovery. You keep going. So I think the four of them have been really very helpful to Anna.
All right, Coach, getting ready to head south. Have a good trip. This is our last show. I appreciate your time this year and being open with us on everything. And we'll see you down in Richmond, and enjoy the trip and enjoy the basketball.
Thanks, Tony. I love doing it with you. I love talking about our team and this special group of young ladies, and what they've done and what they bring to IUP and our community. So the privilege has been mine.
We'll look forward to doing it again next year, and we'll have some new players to talk about and a whole new set of circumstances.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Coach.